till midnight. They're staying till midnight.
It's the Senate. It's the Senate.
What we're talking about here is we've established our position, right? We are establishing our position on what the Defense Department ought to look like. Now we ought to hold that line, right? That's how these things work. At some point, you have to make a decision. You got to figure out where you're going to strike the balance. But that striking that balance ought to be a hell of a lot closer to our position than just defaulting to whatever the Senate says, right? That's the whole point. Let's lay down a marker. I think we're laying down a very strong marker today. So now my message to leadership, my message to Senate Republicans is fight for that line. Fight every day, every inch, to hold that line, and then let's see where it ends up.
You know, again, it's a culture war document. It's more focused on attacking trans people and black people and women and DEI and so-called wokeism. Unfortunately, that's what they're all about. It's also, again, our military budget is out of control. We already spend more than the next 10 countries combined, and we need to really look at, okay, what keeps us safe? How do we advance diplomacy around the world? And how do we invest in the American people so that they have a living wage, adequate housing, affordable child care, and quality education? So that's what I hope we can focus on going forward.
You know, we do this every year successfully, and I'm very optimistic we'll get there. Obviously, a lot of these amendments will be probably stripped out, and the Senate will have a little different version. But overall, you know, an increase in defense spending and our troops get a pay raise. It's a very critical time right now. It's a dangerous world.
What we're doing is taking out things that should never have been in there. The NDAA is probably the most important bill that we deal with all year. And for your tax dollars to go for some of the things this administration is pushing, I'm sorry, it doesn't qualify. It should have never gone there. So, no, I'm excited. We're happy to tackle it. And we just begin. Our country is in trouble. Our defense is in trouble. And economic security is national security, and it starts with the military. The only thing we can do is play the cards we're dealt. At the House, we're dealing with it. We're putting forward a good bill. Now, what I will say, we do not want what happened on the debt relief, on the debt ceiling vote, to come back and give in. No, we're going to drive a hard bargain on that. And we can't control the Senate. We can't control the House. We did our job. We got the votes that no one said we could do. So it's time to fight, and it's time to not accept what the Senate has.
You know, our Pentagon is out of control over spending, and we've got to come to some conclusion. But we can't hamper our military right now, especially with China and what's going on in the world. And I think our military should focus, like professional sports and anything else, should focus on putting the best player in.